Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BA'ashem, YAHAWASHI, BA'ashem, Rakwah, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim, Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kabul coming at you with another lesson. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. So show thyself approved unto YAHAWAH, a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And today's lesson, I want to primarily talk about studying the scriptures, and I also want to kind of give a bit of a spiritual rant that I personally just feel like is incredibly dishonest, and it's kind of what's the word? Yes, it's just dishonest, I guess. So the thing about this, before I get into these precepts, is that I've been hearing so many people, or I've had the displeasure of listening to so many different people debates, not of my own will. It's kind of been forced on to me, where I'm listening to people debate the Bible, debate Islam, debate our Israelites, our so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israelites, and all that stuff. Does being an Israelite actually matter? And all that stuff and more. All these different things. I've had the displeasure of hearing so much, and me personally, I don't say this in a sense of like, oh, you can never change my mind and stuff like that. Even though I would like to say that yes, you cannot change my mind in terms of what I believe in, because I actually did my part in studying and to be able to have draw my own conclusion and come to my own understanding. So as a result of that, bear with me one moment. Romans chapter 14 verse 5. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. And this is the thing here, where you have, if you are, no, Slacky, let me correct myself, because that I was about to say, if you are in this truth, you should be able to rationalize what your beliefs on your own. But no, to take it a step further, the reality of it is that if you, well, no, actually, yes. Let me further correct myself. Yes, if you are in this truth, you should be able to rationalize and explain why you believe the things that you believe. And I was about to say something else, but the truth of the matter is that this is not how this world works. This world does not work on facts, reality, and stuff like that, because you also have these people that claim that, oh, I'm an attack fighter helicopter or whatever and stuff like that. All right, so we don't live in reality. We live in this bullshit ass pseudo fantasy where people reality where people want to put their fantasies as reality and stuff like that. All right, they want to, and they also want to push that on other people. All right, now the reason why I say this is because there is a complete lack and disregard for truth, facts, and reality and stuff like that. And as a result of that, this is where I'm coming back. I'm going to have to refer back into this whole debate thing, where people they study stuff because they want something from it. They want some sort of benefit, some sort of gain. It's not, but the gain, they always want the gain to be either monetary, physical, or something tangible. They don't want the gain to be through the blessings that Yahawadah is waiting to send our way. All right. So as a result of that, again, like that goes to show where we're at, and where we have to focus primarily on pleasing Yahawadah, rather than, oh, I'm studying all this stuff, or I'm learning all these different things in order to debate these people. And even then, as I've said before, I've had the displeasure of hearing so many different debates, and the things about these debates is that these people are making excuses for, even though I lost, I wasn't even actually trying to debate and stuff like that. Well, no, yes, you were. You clearly were trying to debate. You came in here trying to think that you were smart and all this stuff, but in actuality, you were ridiculed and humiliated because you didn't study as much as the other person, or you just fell for some debate tactics, all right, that you were not familiar with. All right, you study the surface level of things, and then after that, okay, well, I don't need to know anything else. Oh, that's it, like everything's good. All right, and then the other person studied way more. They put in more hours than you, not just in the actual topic, but also but sometimes more so in the what's it called, the methods to debating. All right, which that's also a thing where even if one side, let's say for example, if I am arguing with someone that the sky is not blue, if I'm saying that the sky is not blue and someone else is saying that the sky is blue and the sky is objectively blue, I could still win the debate, even though we could just go out and look, but I could still win the debate simply based off of ridiculing my opponent or sidestepping or trying to argue some different ways rather than actually addressing the thing, which that's the thing that I've been seeing from a lot of these debates, which I personally have grown to have a hatred for it. All right, I do not like debates, and I've grown to hate debates. And then on top of that, again, you have you have these people that have that show fake humbleness, all right, when they lose. And even this one person I just heard not too long ago, they said, hey, I wasn't really coming here to debate. Yes you were, all right. But yeah, they said, I didn't really come here to debate. I just want to put this information out there so that people can, learn the truth, come to the truth, X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. And then you have people that actually think that shit is okay, that's fine, that's cool and stuff like that, when that's not okay. That is genuinely and objectively not okay. All right, you cannot get away with this type of stuff. All right, it's dishonest. And we're not going to pretend like this is fine or this is permissible and whatnot. All right, Slovakia, I just genuinely do not like this topic. All right, the topic of debating in general. All right, and people that like to fake be humble and stuff like that, because the thing is, okay, I'm gonna try to get done with this quickly, because like this is a big thing to me and I hate it. We are supposed to be studying for YAHAWAH and His. We're supposed to be studying to know, okay, I'm familiarizing myself with the word of YAHAWAH and His, not to freaking show off and to participate in a dick measuring contest. That's not what this should be about. Being in this truth should not be about, oh, can I show off my thing on the internet and make money off of it and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm seeing in this kingdom, in this space where people, not this space, but in general, I'm seeing these people just think that this is something that's fine, all right, when in actuality it really should not be fine. We should not be thinking that it's okay to we should not be thinking that it's okay to just debate and make money off of it, because that's another thing that's actually, let me actually get that over here. um, filthy. Mhm. Here, First Peter chapter 5, verse 2, feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Filthy lucre is money. Alright? So you have these people that go into these debates, and I really don't like this debate space and stuff like that, because I see what it is. I know what it is. All right, the Lord has made it very clear, abundantly clear, what that whole debate space is all about, and it's all about money. All right, how do we get more people to watch and say, oh well, you have Christians that are all for Christianity, so they're gonna watch this and say, oh wow, they're so smart, I'm learning so much. You're not. You're really not learning much. All right, because even then you have these debaters that either interrupt the other person. They don't know how to they don't even in so-called formal settings. It's like, again, the power dynamic and stuff like that. The moderators aren't always fair. There's always that bias where the people have their ulterior motives, or they're not actually going through the things. Like, for example, as far not me personally, when I was listening to a few of the debates in my earlier times, all right, I would listen to some debates like from Sakari or whatever. And at the time, I was like, "What? Why the fuck did you go all the way over there?" And instead of going in retrospect, by the way, I'm thinking like this retrospectively, and I'm thinking like, why would you go to that verse when you have another verse that's a lot simpler and a lot clearer? And that's the thing, where it's not about winning. It's about stalling. It's about getting more and more time. It's about just making this into a spectacle, where even the Israelites, when they debate people, they don't care about winning. All right, they only care about making about the spectacle and giving the opposing side, the Christians more specifically, chances to fight back, into allowing there to be allowing there to be confusions, rather than just debunking and diffusing the entirety of their argument all at once. There are so many different verses. All right, and I'm not going to get into all those different things because it's too much, and like you might think that I'm bluffing, but no, you can literally go check all my videos and stuff like that. There's literally, the Trinity doctrine is false. There's Israelites are the only people. All these different things. You can check over there in my channel if I'm bluffing or not. But the main thing is just in general how things are insincere. People are insincere when it comes down to what is right and what we're supposed to be doing. All right, and even with when it comes to what's it called? When it comes to debating, there's no real like sincere dialogue that comes from it. So the alternative to debating, all right, is to just prophesy into the wind. Let's get that over here in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. And that's the thing here, where we are supposed to be just prophesying unto the wind, speak unto the wind, put the information out there, okay? Not where someone can attempt to refute and dispute it. All right, but no, just leaving it as in like for example, these videos that I'm doing, where I'm putting I'm doing as best as I can to kind of make videos every day so that the visibility, all right, stays there. The visibility on YouTube, brothers go out in the highways and hedges, so that when someone that is the elect, they can hear and see that this is resonating with my spirit, so let me go check them out and see what they're talking about, inquire more and stuff like that. That's basically what it's for. That's what we're doing these for, because people, this truth is not for everyone. Okay, people might think that the Lord wants everyone to know and stuff like that. No, that's not what Yahawadah and MANASHEH put into place. Okay, there are so many different so many different beliefs the Lord put. Let's get that over here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Yahweh shall send them a strong delusion. The Lord intentionally deceived the people because he doesn't want everyone to know the truth. And even then, let's also get another thing. Matthew chapter 13 verse 11, he answered and said, verse 10, verse 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Yahawadah said that he's not dealing with everyone. He's only dealing with the elect. Okay, he's only dealing with the specific people. The specific people that is dealing with. If he was dealing with everyone, why speak in parables? Why not just explain so that everyone can have the understanding? All right, it's literally it's that simple. But yet again, people they don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to accept that. They don't see that as the truth. They don't see that as reality. It goes against their what's in their mind. All right, what they were brought up to believe, which was that God loves everyone and stuff like that. All right, and the Bible is for everyone, God is for everyone, X, Y, and Z. No, that's not what the Lord. We already showed that with this over here, and then Matthew, 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 11, where the Lord intentionally deceives people. All right. Now continuing on, Acts 17 verse 11, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily where those things were so. And now this is where it's so important that when you actually hear this truth, you shouldn't just believe it. You should actually go in and see for yourself, which is why it's so important that with whatever you believe in, all right, you need to be able, you can't just be taken in by just simple words. You need to be able to say, okay, well, I believe this way, or I think this way, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, or whatever, simply because I am, simply because I have worked this out in my mind to come to this conclusion, to believe the things that I do right now. All right. So rather than just being a blind follower, you shouldn't just be a blind follower. All right. You actually are able to work through what the things that you believe in, rather than, again, things just being as simple as, okay, well, someone told me to believe this, so I'm just going to believe it. All right. Or someone said something that was so beautiful or whatever, and then, well, they just believe it. No, that's not how things work. And even with this, we're constantly trying to learn. Well, but at the same time, there's a balance to it. There's a balance to it. Let me get that. Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. All right, so there is definitely a what's the word, a cutoff for how much you should be learning. All right, because there are certain things that are corrupted. All right, and sometimes it's just a matter of you don't want to get bugged out because there's too much. There's such a thing as too much knowledge. I think that's, I don't know what the term was called or the phrasing or the phrase, but I'm pretty sure it's like it's definitely not good to just learn or attempt to learn everything. It's not. I don't think that's healthy mentally or I think generally as well. All right, but there's definitely a good starting point which that definitely comes in the terms of the Bible, which for the brothers and sisters are in this truth, we do kind of have to start off and just, well, not necessarily start off, but just stick to what we do know, which is the Bible, and that's really the main starting point. Okay, of course there are some other resources that we can go to, but it's not always going to be the best, and sometimes it's hard to find what to filter through certain things, because there are certain things that are, again, biased, all right, to say the least. Anyway, continuing on, Revelation chapter 1 verse 3, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. And that's so beautiful. I cannot describe how I genuinely do like this, where the beauty of it is, blessed is he that readeth. Simply reading the scriptures, putting in time to say, okay, I'm gonna read what the Lord, what YAHAWASHI's words are. That is something that's beautiful in itself, where we take the time to say, okay, the word of YAHAWASHI, like, that's something that's important to me, so I'm gonna put in time for it. I want to see, okay, maybe there's something that I didn't see last time. Maybe I could learn something. Maybe I could see something or whatever and stuff like that. Like, that's the things that we're looking for. All right. Luke chapter 19 verse 13, and he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. All right, and this is a parable where the thing here is that we need to be occupied with our master's work, being occupied with Yahweh, what Yahawashi's what Yahawashi told us to do. All right, which is this word. This word should be the main thing. Now, obviously, you're allowed to take breaks. You're allowed to have hobbies and all that stuff, but make time for the Lord. Make time for the Lord. That's the beauty of things, where if you're God, all right, if your God is Yahawashi, then would it not be important for you to say, okay, this is, I'm setting aside some time for Yahawashi, and by studying and learning their word, like it shouldn't be that hard to do. All right. Isaiah 28 verse 10, for precept must be upon precept, and precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. And again, for us, it shouldn't be a big a thing where, let's actually get that with this. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 7, then said I, lo, I come, in the volume of the book it is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh. So the thing here is that we have to be able to understand our Lord Yahawah's wills, in terms of, okay, well, the Bible is harmonious, and we can see how everything fits in and how we need to be able to be familiarize ourselves with everything. All right, so it goes into reading, goes into studying, goes into all these different things. All right, in how in doing this stuff. All right, and again, I kind of want to preface this by saying, you know, of course there's going to be some external sources that are biased, you know, just like people always want to talk about and you know, again, this is not really, it all goes back into, again, like the Lord guiding you. All right, and which, speaking of which, let's get that. James chapter 1 verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Where YAHAWAH is going to guide your steps to, you know, the right sources of information. Okay, because, you know, it's hard. It's definitely hard to filter out certain things. So as a result of that, you know, you might think that as a result of that, you might think that, oh yeah, things are, you know, just simple or whatever, but it's not always that simple. It's not always something basic or plain. You again, start only on the Bible, and yeah, you can definitely go check out, you know, other videos and stuff like that. It's the Lord is going to, you know, put you in the right direction. You might be stepping over some other brothers or something like that, maybe brothers that aren't as knowledgeable or are intentionally being deceptive, but if you are a part of the elect, then YAHAWAH is going to make sure that you know, or you get the right, you get the truth. Let me actually get this. Matthew chapter 24 verse 24. For there shall arise many false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible they shall deceive the very elect. And this is the thing here where we want to avoid, or YAHAWAH is going to make sure that the elect are not going to be deceived. All right, and that's the main thing, the key thing. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Bashem, Wakwakwadah, Shabbat, honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Bible, and Shalom.